take care of you. My name's Wayne, by the way. I'm a nudist.
Oh, yes, we noticed your penis earlier.
Touché!
All these people live here. This is a commune.
We prefer intentional community. We're not a bunch of hippies sitting around playing guitar.
The age-old fish out of water tale is revisited once again for the year 2012. Hello to everyone watching, and thank you once again for tuning into RealScreenReviews.com. I am, of course, film critic Nick Iacobucci, and our next movie review is Wanderlust. This comedy opened in wide release on Friday, February 24th, 2012, and it stars Jennifer Aniston, Paul Rudd, Alda, and Justin Theroux. This film comes to us from director David Wain, the director of Role Models from just a few years ago, and Wet Hot American Summer from way back in 2001. He once again reteams with actor Paul Rudd for the third time to see if they can bring both comedy, laughs, and originality to a story that we've all seen at least once before. This tale is a familiar one, telling us of the couple George and Linda. They are your typical Manhattan couple that lived so far beyond their means that when George is downsized out of his job, they have no choice but to downsize their lives. They come to the conclusion that they must move in with George's brother in Atlanta, and he is so revolting that they would honestly choose to do anything but that. Along the way, another option becomes available when they accidentally come upon a community called Elysium. Now, you could call this a community or you could call it a commune, but the colorful individuals that occupy this place don't need money, jobs, or even clothes to live their everyday lives. Before this tale comes to a close, Linda and George will question all the luxuries that they've come to rely on, and will this excursion off the beaten path end up being the best remedy for their lives? Well, people, I really don't know what else to say except that this film surprised me so very much, and that's because Wanderlust is one of the funniest and most entertaining comedies that has come around in a very long time. This movie is about 10 times funnier than I ever imagined that it would be, and I found myself laughing and/or chuckling most of the way through. Now, what I believe to be the biggest factor in making this film so much fun is the chemistry that is shared between the two leads. Paul Rudd and Jennifer Aniston work very well together right from the very beginning, and as the movie plays out, they only solidify the relationship between them. You also have Aniston's real-life squeeze Justin Theroux in a standout role as a classic comedic movie villain. Now, to anyone out there that has been working for a living for a duration of time, it is extremely easy to understand and identify with both Linda and George. Having a desire to start over or begin again could have a great deal of appeal, and being able to do so could tempt a lot of people. Now, what kind of makes Wanderlust not your average fish out of water tale is that it bends the rules usually given with this premise. When I think of other movies like this, I think of For Richer or Poorer, or even the more dramatic Witness, and under those circumstances, people were forced to stay in a situation or community. In this film, the lead characters choose almost immediately to stay and be part of the Elysium community. What I just couldn't get over as I watched this was how consistently funny this movie was. Wanderlust sports a very witty script that is definitely going to take another view in order to catch all of the jokes. There are scenes of LSD laughter, a shocking natural childbirth, and a news broadcast that will have you laughing out loud. Also, the people that live at this commune of Elysium are just over-the-top humorous. They basically talk in circles, and when they're not doing that, they say the most outrageous and craziest stuff I've heard in quite some time. What helps the film is that it never runs out of good jokes or funny dialogue, and this surrounds two people that you actually care about. At 1 hour and 40 minutes, Wanderlust was pitch perfect with the running time, and this is the funniest movie that I've ever seen where Jennifer Aniston is one of the lead characters. I loved Horrible Bosses, and she was great in it, but she was only a supporting role. You know, I liked Role Models, but it simply just never had any kind of bullseye on the level of drama, but this film had a really nice sweet spot for its center relationship, and because of that, it elevated the entire project. This movie is very convenient and does follow a very simple resolution, but the journey that you take getting to the finale is definitely a fun one. This movie is so damn funny, and you like all of these people so much that I think you just overlook the standardness of the whole movie. Nick's Real Screen Review is a generous, but still very favorable 3.5 stars out of 4 for the biggest and funniest surprise in months, known as Wanderlust. And remember, people, I'm not always right, but only when it comes to the movies, and thank you for your attention.
This place is incredible.
I actually feel like I'm a part of something that's real.
What is this?
Ayahuasca tea.
Reeks like a cat butt.
It has hallucinogenic properties.
I can fly!
You can't fly!
I believe I can fly!
If you're gonna get literal with an R. Kelly song, let the dude trapped in the closet!